Hello everybody, this is Gr.3 and welcome to the episode. In this episode, I'm going to do us a very quick gold guide in the 1 hour endurance race at Lake Maggiore. Now you can see that I'm using the Ferrari 296 and just want to see what this car can do at that track. I've actually had the impression both the new Ferrari 296 and the new Porsche 911 GT3. I figured both those cars are really good choices now for the new Lake Maggiore 1 hour endurance race. Now, I really haven't seen anybody actually have done this before using one of the new cars. I figured why not go ahead and start off with the Ferrari first, and then maybe down the road, I could probably do another episode covering the new Porsche 911 GT3. But hopefully this episode will help you out, just in case if you have not gotten the gold medal yet for that 1 hour endurance race. There's going to be some strategy in play, so I'll show you guys my guide. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump in the episode. So of course, to find the car, it's going to be at the Brand Central. It's going to cost you 1.2 million credits just for this car. So it's going to be a lot more expensive than your ordinary average Group 3 race car. Now, I would say this Ferrari right here, very good pick. I've driven this car plenty of times, and this car is really, really good. I think in some cases, this car could be classified as a meta, depending on what track you're at. And just driving it, the car just has really good grip, especially the back of the car. It's just a really nice pick overall in probably any other particular track, especially if a track really has to rely on a good bit of downforce. Now, I actually made a livery for this car, just one. So if you want to go ahead and add this livery to your collection, you can. If you want to. I mean, this particular race, a livery is not really required, but let's say if you want the livery or want liveries later down the road, you could always go ahead and follow me in the game. There's the instructions right there. That way, if you do see any liveries I do share in my upcoming episodes, you can just check my newsfeed and use that as a shortcut rather than just having to manually search up that livery itself. Now, with this being a Group 3 race, there's really no need to worry about any custom parts from car customization. We can go ahead and automatically make our way to the racetrack itself. Now, this particular race is going to be a strategy. You can either start on mediums and do 2 pit stops, or you can race on hards and make 1 stop to work. Me personally, I'm the guy that likes to have racing mediums on tires and we'll do the 2 pit stop strategy. I just love the extra grip from the mediums, and it just makes the car a lot faster compared to most of these cars out here. So as we start the race, you will tend to start somewhere around between 13th, I believe that's where you start at. And you can see from our first lap, we have basically picked up a couple spots, which is good. Now, in this particular first lap, you're going to have a mixture of medium tire drivers and hard tire drivers, and it'll be pretty easy to stand out which is which, especially around the corners. That's going to be your main pinpoint to figure out what to look out for. So as we make our way through our first lap, we have already almost at the back door of being in the top 5. We can get a good run on this Audi. We're going to try to get ourselves the move done if we can through this double right-hand apex, if it's possible. We're going to follow it closely. We're going to look for this room. We're going to fill in that hole right there. And we're going to go for a 2-for-1 combo. Get a spot from both the R8 and the Mazda Vision. So in 1 lap, we have come up from outside the top 10 all the way to the top 5. And we're not done yet. The car seemed to be really, really smooth around this track. And if you're worried about tire wear, the tires actually do seem to do decently well with tire wear. You will experience it later in the run, but I think the first part of this race is going to be the most challenging part of this race, I believe. Once you do get done with your first pit stop, then you can be more focused in on trying to save your tires and try to gain some more time on the opponents. So as we make our way through about the halfway part of the second lap of this race, you can see we got ourselves a little bit of clean, fresh air at the moment. There's a race leader down the road, and you can see we actually have hit ourselves a purple sector through that particular section, and you can see we are still gaining time on both the Porsche and the BMW right in front of us as we get ready to do this particular chicane right here. This is going to be your main pinpoint on trying to gain a lot of time on the AI. Just simply aim for those orange sausage curbs, and you can just tell the difference. It's pretty huge. We got ourselves such a nice run on the Porsche. We're going to move on its left side, and we're going to find ourselves in the podium spots. Just simply make a move right there. And now our next target is going to be, of course, the Mercedes-Benz right in front of us. And you can see the race leader is right there as well in that Toyota Supra. Now, luckily for this mission, I would say potentially your strongest opponent could potentially be the blue Mercedes-Benz that's right in front of us. But like I said before, the handling on this car is really, really good. May not be the best for pure straight line pace, but when it comes to turns like this or any other very technical turns around the circuit, you can really catch a lot of time against AI. So as we about to finish up the ending of lap number 2, we're going to be well within podium as we're going to try to make a move on the Mercedes-Benz. We get ourselves a nice last corner. We're going to get a little bit of that slipstream from the Mercedes-Benz as we're going to try to probably send it into the first turn. Let's see what's going to happen here. We got some slipstream. We're going to make a move on this left side and we're going to send it into the first turn. And just like that, we're going to try to get ourselves P2. It goes a bit wide, and then it actually does make a little bit of contact on us as well. But luckily for us, we do have a little bit more traction. We got the acceleration, and we're going to go ahead and take away P2. And as you can see right in front of us, we got one more target, which is going to be the Toyota Supra. We got ourselves a very nice, tidy turn through there. We're going to go a little bit wide just to get a bit back on the power a little bit sooner. Then the Supra can actually go pretty wide out of that corner. And then once we go down the hill, once again, we have hit purple, and you can just see the time right there, a huge difference. We got back on the power, and we simply have ourselves the best optimal line to be in for the next turn, and we're going to send it through here, take away the racing line from the Supra, and from that point on, we just basically just ran away from it. I mean, the car, from that point, it was on rails. Now, as we fast forward to the end of our first stint of this race, we're about to finish up lap 11. You can see the tires are basically cut. Our pace kind of dropped a little bit too. Now, for this particular first stop, this is going to be pretty crucial on what you're supposed to do for your first pit stop. So, in this first pit stop, what you're going to do here, what I recommend doing is not only go ahead and change it to a fresh set of mediums, but what you're going to do here is for your fuel, you're going to aim on how many laps your tires can last. So, as you see, we lasted 11 laps. So, what we're going to do here is fill up our tank with 11 laps worth of fuel. Because most of the time, with the first pit stop, the AI will actually fill their car up with the fuel all the way up 100%. Don't do that. If you want to really gain some time on the AI, just make sure you just fill up until you reach how many laps you were able to make with a set of tires. That's what I recommend doing. Plus, it'll basically eliminate any chances of you being stuck in traffic, which would be another huge thing you can take advantage over the AI drivers. Now you can see later in the race, we actually went through our second pit stop on lap 22, I believe, or this is it right here where we're coming to it right now. And you can see our margin between ourselves and everybody else is huge. I mean, when everything was able to cycle through, we had, I believe, around a 55-second lead over the blue Mercedes driver. And as we come once again on lap 22, now what you're going to do here is you're going to base off time left instead of doing laps remaining. So we got about so many more minutes left, so I'm going to do at least 9 more laps. That should be right about the average on fuel versus time. So once we actually do have 9 laps of fuel, that should be enough to last us for the rest of the race, and that's going to be at the far final pit stop. Also a note, with us having a bit smaller bit of fuel, that's going to help out the tires not to wear as quickly. So as we have pit road, we're going to go ahead and now fast forward to what's going to be our fastest lap of the race. I would recommend just watching this hot lap just to give you a better general idea on how to take this track, and which hopefully does help out. And I'll be right back to finish up the rest of this race. Alright, so that's going to be it for the rest of the race. Now, unfortunately, we were not able to tie or beat my old record of 31 laps around this track, but still, this car I think is a really good pick overall for this particular race. So, if you're looking for a car to do this challenge in, I would recommend giving this car a shot, and hopefully it'll let you get the job done. And that's going to be it for the episode. Now, I actually did win this race before, so I did not get anything off of it, but I thought it would be a great time just to show you guys an up-to-date build at that track. So, for our next episode, I'm thinking about going and trying out the classic Lamborghini Diablo at Tokyo Expressway 600. This car is back in the used car dealership, and I know this car is a pretty decent pick overall for that particular track, so I thought it'd be a good time to do an up-to-date build. But I do realize that the next update is going to be dropping in tomorrow, so I also might be able to do a live stream of the next update tomorrow, and then of course this is going to be our next video. So can't wait to see what the new update has to bring. Hopefully it'll be overall a great update, hopefully. And until then, I'll see you guys later. So that is going to be for today's episode. Hopefully this particular build has helped you out in Gr.3. If you guys have any suggestions or any other builds you want me to try out, you're more than welcome to add those to the comments below, and I'll try my best to do them. Until then, hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day, and if you guys would like to subscribe to the channel, you're more than welcome to do so as well, as I'll have some more stuff coming up in the next couple days. Until then, see you later and take care.